You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, GH fans. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I have got your early weekly spoilers from Monday, August 21st through Friday, August 25th. We've got 5 sizzling spoilers for you to do with Gregory Chase and Olivia and Maxie, Spencer and Trina, Nina, Sonny, and more. We are going to dig into these in just a second, but if you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our GH updates, spoilers, news, and more. All right, let's dig in. So our first spoiler is about Olivia Falconeri and Nettie. That's what we're calling the Ned-Eddie hybrid person that is roaming around right now. Obviously, things were really awkward this past week with them when they were at the bar and he was trying to pick up her best friend. And what was even funnier to me was when Olivia basically used Carly as a shield to try to keep that other woman away from them. And then the brawl broke out and all that. But it's kind of interesting because Olivia is a Bensonhurst girl, as she says, and there is some appeal to rocker Eddie for her. We had said in one of our General Hospital predictions editions that I felt like Olivia might fall for Eddie Maine. I think she is going to fall for his rocker persona. And then, of course, Ned is going to come back and hopefully all her feelings for him will coalesce and she'll just love Nettie and all of his sides of him. I'm very excited to see this. And I think a lot of people are a little tired of seeing the Eddie thing, and hopefully they'll wrap it up soon. But honestly, I don't think they're going to wrap it up until Sonny and Nina's wedding, which could be all the way in February. That's a whole lot of Eddie Maine, but we'll see how it goes. Another big spoiler is for Gregory Chase. He is going to get an update on his condition. Remember, he just had a really rough patch and Alexis Davis was talking to him about it and he said, I don't think I have much time left. Well, then also this week, we're going to see Gregory spending time with adorable little Violet Finn. He's babysitting her while Finn's out, I think, with Elizabeth, and some of his ALS symptoms crop up. And it's going to give him a scare. And I think by the end of the week by Friday, August 18th is when I think Gregory might be ready to tell Finn, because there's a spoiler about Finn being shocked. But then this next week, we have Gregory getting an update on his condition. So I'm wondering if that's from his existing doctors or if Finn is going to go to work on his dad to try and get him to confirm the diagnosis and see if there are any options. Of course, ALS is a degenerative death sentence, and it's a very sad storyline. We've mentioned on our predictions before that we feel like his diagnosis may be inaccurate and he may actually still have some lingering effects from Lyme disease. When he first came to town, he had Lyme disease, and there's this thing, it's called a Lyme disease post-treatment syndrome. It's like LDPTS. That sounds right, LDPTS. And a lot of those symptoms of LDPTS mimic ALS, and a lot of times they are misdiagnosed for each other. So I kind of feel that's where the storyline is going, and maybe we'll see some traction on this next week based on this early spoiler. All right, more action next week. We have Maxie Jones with LoCicero, and they are delivering bad news. Now, just from this context, it sounds to me like they might be delivering the bad news to Sasha Gilmore, except Sasha is locked away in Ferncliff with no visitors allowed. However, they are in a position to talk to Gladys and tell Gladys we need to see her. Of course, Gladys actually wants her cut off from everybody because she doesn't want Dr. Montague's creepy scheme to come out. So I'm wondering if the bad news being delivered is something about the fact that they've got to put Sasha on a leave of absence or something. So maybe they're going to tell Gladys the news. We'll wait and see, but I feel like this must be Sasha Gilmore related. All right. Next week, we also have some Spencer, Cassadine, and Trina Robinson scenes. And this spoiler, I have something that I really hope that it applies to, but I'm not sure if they're ready to go there yet. The official spoiler is that Spencer opens up to Trina about something. I really, really hope he is going to tell her what Portia Robinson has been saying and doing to him. Spencer, I don't think, realized that Portia was basically gaslighting him when it came to Esme. And of course, Spencer and Trina don't know that Portia is actively pushing Esme to spend time with Spencer and basically trying to pair them romantically, which will break Trina's heart if it happens. And that's what her mom is angling for. It's terrible parenting. We just did a standalone video like a day or two ago, if you look on our GH playlist, and it was just about Portia being back to her old lying ways. She spent 20 years lying to Taggart, lying to Curtis, and she has not learned, not one bit, because she is lying to Spencer, she's lying to Trina, and eventually Trina is going to find out, because everything always comes out, and she's going to be furious with her mom, and that's the last thing she needs on top of Curtis being paralyzed and being in rehab. Portia is making everything worse on everyone, and that's just how she's behaving these days, and it has been for a couple of decades, so it's really sad. All right, we have one last early spoilers tidbit for General Hospital next week, and I'm going to tell you about that in 1 second. If you haven't, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our General Hospital spoilers and updates. Drop us your comments. We love your comments. We read them all. And if you're enjoying this, please click us a like. We appreciate the thumbs up. So Nina Reeves, towards the end of next week, decides to confront her fiance, Sonny. Well, she already kind of had one mini conversation type confrontation with him on Tuesday, August 15th. She was very upset that Dex would not let her into the apartment. Remember, he had to block her because he wanted to give time for awful nanny Betty to find the falsified information that they set up for her. So I feel like that this confrontation, though, may not be about that. I wonder if it's going to be more about Carly, because there are several scenes next week with Carly and Sonny coming up. He wants to help her. She doesn't want his help, but she's acknowledging to Jocelyn, we're still family, even though we're split up. And if he is shoving her away from this plot with Ava and then also spending more time with Carly, Nina may be very upset with him. And a lot of people would be happy to see that relationship break up sooner rather than later, but we still feel like it's not going to come out until their wedding, which right now is projected for Valentine's Day. And I wonder if that's something they've put on hold because of the writer's strike, because they want the core writers to write the scenes rather than the replacement writers. All right, that's all we have for you for early edition General Hospital spoilers. Be sure and drop your comments below. Thank you so much for listening, and come back soon for more on General Hospital.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.